Okay, I'm driving back from Tacoma, where I met Penny to grab this backpack that JJ left in her car yesterday. So that's been a whole thing. And I'm just going to take the opportunity of being in the car, driving back home, to do a little bit of the homework for the, spiritual journey thing that Reverend Maria Christina. Anyway, there's like 3 sessions. So we met last Sunday, and then we're going to meet at the end of April, and we'll meet once in May. And she wanted us to write a letter to our younger selves about our spirituality or our spiritual journey. So I'm going to do it this way instead. I'm just going to talk out loud to myself. I'm going to put it in my For the Contemplative playlist. And at one future date down the road, this will actually be like a letter to my younger self. All right, so I'm just going to have some conversations with younger versions of myself. The first one I'm talking to is like 5-year-old Lita, and if 5-year-old Lita were here, I'd be like, you're not doing anything wrong. You're just trusting the adults in your life, because what else are you going to do? They're your source of food, your source of shelter. They provide whatever sense of safety you have. So when I was, little, my dad was a minister. My mom is super religious and also like a minister's wife. So appearances are super important. Behavior is super important. So if I were to kind of try and guess Jan Hamilton's core values at that time of my 5-year-old self, I would say for the adults in my life, behavior and appearances were pretty core. And Jesus was just presented as a given. Like, there was no questioning that. And you're, set up in this environment where that's what you're fed. So that's what you believe. You just trust. That's what kids do. They trust the adults around them. So I don't hold any kind of resentment or anything towards my younger self, who just blindly trusted the adults in her life. And they told her Jesus was real, so she was like, okay, it's what I'm getting in Sunday school, it's what I'm getting at home, whatever. If that's what you say, then that's what I believe. And next, I'm gonna just have a little chat with my 11-year-old self, who went to that church camp, that the only kind of overnight camp I ever went to, probably 5th and 6th grade, something like that. We went two summers in a row. It was outside of Eugene. It was like a Baptist camp, Southern Baptist. I don't know. It was very Christian. And I'll never forget forget, you know, the late nights, staying up late, playing music. There was this one little boy who stood up and gave his testimony about being like he was Christian when his parents weren't, and everybody was just like so proud of him. And it was at that summer camp, I really don't know if it was the first or the second year, I'm just going to say the first year, where I was like laying in my bunk at night after that experience, you know, staying up really late, you know, like all the things, the emotion, the music, the sleep deprivation, just all the conflagration of tactics to really weaken your emotional defenses and just like take it all in and believe it. And so I laid there in my bunk and I was like, Jesus, come into my heart. But I was one of those Christians then who was never quite sure if once was enough. So, you know, I feel like I just kept having to invite Jesus over and over and over and over and over and over again into my heart in case like it didn't quite stick the first time. And then I'm going to talk to my 15-year-old self. And just a message to my 11-year-old self. Like, whatever, you know, they did all the things to emotionally manipulate a child, to get a child to buy into the whole Jesus thing, hook, line, and sinker. So, you didn't do anything wrong. You did not do a thing wrong. You, again, were just trusting the adults in your life. And I'm sure, okay, so then I'll go to my 15-year-old self right now and I'll say something to her. So Lori's pregnant. I find out she's pregnant and I'm like, this is just devastating news. World, earth shattering. It's like one of those moments where you like nothing is ever going to be the same from, you know, this moment. It was definitely a turning point. And my dad was meeting with Kiyoki and Lori, like we were in the chapel and I was hearing this news and I just got up and I went into the chapel and I just cried and did this whole like monologue thing, similar maybe to kind of what I'm doing now. And I think I kind of like I would just like lie down on the altar and cried out to God, whatever. And, you know, in that moment, I really did believe in God. So Sky Daddy God. Because that's kind of what I've been taught and conditioned to believe. And so, again, to my 15-year-old self, I would say, don't worry about it. Don't worry about the fact that you, like, lied prostate on a cold marble altar thing in the chapel in Italy and cried your eyes out and screamed out to God and did all the things. Because that's just where you were at. And you felt helpless. And you were helpless. Like, what the hell were you supposed to do about it? So anyway, I just wouldn't make too much of it. It is what it is. And it's perfectly understandable that that would be your response to something that was new. You know, new information, a new thing that you had to figure out how to deal with it. Very normal. Super normal. Okay, and then, I'll talk to my, 19-year-old self. This is me after moving to the University of Oregon and going to that like college youth group thing there at the UCC church there in Eugene. I did that for a while with the guy, the Doug guy. He was really cool, liked him, whatever. So, you know, kind of dipping my toe back into religion and Christianity, but that was cool. That was just about community. We'd get together and have dinner, just a couple of us, because clearly going to like a churchy thing as a college student was, you know, kind of nerdy. But I feel like that one kind of just reflects this value I've had all along, but now I can articulate it much more clearly. But I've always been like a person who sought community and longed for community, and that was just my attempt to create like good, like deep community that was based on real conversation and real connections and not just like frivolity. So that's totally fine. And going to church, you know, at that time is totally fine. And I don't know, going forward, it's just, I do want to point out this one other memory I have of being in a mall, maybe in Virginia Beach. I really can't specify, or it might have been Eugene. I cannot specify the exact location of this memory. Maybe Valley River. Let's say Eugene. And my mom like pointed out this picture of this. There was a sculpture of Jesus in this like Christian bookstore, and she was like, I've always tried to, you know, pass on my love for Jesus to you, and I wonder what you'll pass on to your children. Maybe I came across as kind of atheistic at that point in my life, but I just remember thinking it's, yeah, not going to be that. Yeah. So my letter to my younger self is this: everything that happened theologically or spiritually has been normal and understandable and explainable within the context of your life and the person that you were at the time. None of it is bad. And now I'm at this place where I'm just, I just want to just delayer it all. Just let it all go. Just let all the things go. And realize that whatever I have in the way of beliefs from this moment forward is not because of a sky daddy, not because of a savior, not because of a mythical Jesus, whether or not he actually lived as a human being. It doesn't really matter, because he's been so mythologized over the course of 1,000 years, 2,000 years, that he might as well be mythological. Like, I don't need any of it. None of it is gonna save me or fix me or solve anything. Everything I need is already within me, just because I am. And I have a brain, and I can figure it out, and it's okay. I got all the things I need right now, right here, always and forever. It's all good. All right, that's the end of my letter to myself. Bye.